You can change your health without buying a two-piece set from Lulu Orange or all right, hello and welcome back to another video. My name is Inspire J and I really do hope you're having a beautiful day. So far, if you've been following along or if you haven't, before we continue, hold up. Have you subscribed? Because if you haven't, on my channel, we talk about mindset mastery so that we can transform our life, so that we can, in fact, get more fulfillment out of this life. So if that resonates with you, please subscribe. I actually would appreciate it and it means so much to me and this channel. All right, so for today's video, I want to refer back to this scientific method framework that we've been talking about in the last few videos. I'm really pumped because I really do believe that we need to run the experiment, sis. You need to run the experiment if you want to make lasting, impactful change so that you can build a rich life on purpose. And I know you want to build a rich life on purpose, mentally, physically, spiritually, and financially. That's why you're on YouTube looking at personal development videos. You're looking for the thing, and I have the thing for you. All right, so with the scientific method framework that I think is necessary in order for so many of us who want to be the change that we wish to see, I want to go through each level. So today we're going to talk about the hypothesis. All right, so in short, your hypothesis is an educated guess. But where the heck are you going to get your hypothesis from? You don't just get it out of the sky. You don't even know which experiment you need to do if you just randomly choose an hypothesis, and you may be doing something you shouldn't be doing. So for one, I think before you run an experiment, you have to get emotionally charged by one of the most important aspects of transforming your life. I think you need to know without a doubt, with full clarity, what you do not want in this life. We call that the anti-vision. Okay, you need an anti-vision statement. I don't think you should lead with a vision statement. I don't think you should lead with a vision board. I think you need to lead with a thing that if it were to occur, it's going to make you feel like you need to regurgitate. It makes you sweat. It gets you heated. It actually pisses you off that the thought actually crossed your mind that if this was to come true, I would feel like the worst failure in my life. I don't know why our brains are wired to respond better to negative feedback or negative emotions, and I do want to do more research on that. But for right now, we know for a fact through life experience that we respond much better when the thing is what we do not want. Plenty of examples. If someone were to ask you right now, what do you want to eat for dinner? You do not know what you want to eat. But the moment they say it's a choice between a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, you automatically know that is not what you want. You don't know what you want, but you know exactly what you do not want. So your anti-vision statement is more powerful than your vision statement. So how do you figure out what your anti-vision statement is? You need to focus on a few key areas of your life that are impactful. For me and for most, that's health, wealth, self, relationships. Okay, there's one more bucket, I can't think about it, but yeah, those are like the most important buckets. Okay, so you can draw a tree. If you learn how to write papers, I don't know how other school systems is, but in the United States we learn how to write papers using like the bubble in the middle. I actually forgot, it's like a brainstorm. You put the bubble in the middle and then you do spider web. So you put anti-vision in the middle, and then you put a line, another bubble, another spider web to another bubble. You're gonna put health, self, relationships, money, whatever, the 4 or 5 categories, the 4 categories. Okay, all right, so now you're going to think about the absolute worst case scenario things that can happen. All right, so for health, you have lifestyle diseases. You can't walk, you can't run after your grandchildren or your children. You're unable to travel after you retire. Your knees hurt. Like, what is the worst case scenario for your health? What is the worst case scenario for your wealth? You're broke, you're poor, your credit score is low. You haven't saved up for retirement. You've started a business and never completed it, therefore you never achieved financial freedom, whatever that looks like for you. And then yourself, this is your relation, this is how you view yourself. You don't pray, you don't meditate, you don't journal, you don't do anything to improve your life, your quality of life, the things that interests you. This is very important. Like if you want to speak multiple languages but you decide that to never take the time to learn another language, or you wanted to learn tango, or you wanted to learn, it doesn't have to be related to money. This is just the things for you that you know for a fact that if you don't do, you will be resentful and regretful. All right, and then relationships, you want if you want to have no friends, poor relationship with your family or the family that you had a choice in making, they go no contact with you. You don't have friend dates. You're not out with your husband, your spouse. Like whatever the worst case scenario is for each area, it's important for you to write it down. Then you're going to go through and circle one from each of what the worst one would happen, and that's your sentence. My anti-vision, if this happened, this would be the worst thing ever. I would cry every single day if W comma X comma Y comma Z happened. Those blanks, W X Y Z, you're going to fill in from your spiderweb brainstorm that you created. Okay, so now you have your anti-vision statement. It's for you. Okay, you're not telling it to me, you're not telling it and sharing this with anyone. This is what your anti-vision statement, this is the vision you do not want to come through. If you read it and it does not negatively charge you, like your emotions aren't charged up and you aren't pissed that if this were to become reality, then it's not a strong enough anti-vision statement. It has to hold that emotional weight that's gonna make you want to like this ain't happening, this ain't happening. Okay, so go through and revise it, but you need to figure out your anti-vision statement. Now what does this have to do with the scientific method, girl? Okay, you're going to use this anti-vision statement to inform your first experiment. Okay, but one important thing is I want you to choose the lowest hanging fruit. What of these four, however many things you wrote, things can you change today? Which one of these can you change today for the least amount of money? Preferably no money, right here, right now. And which one can you change and start without any other barriers besides money? All right. Now, in truth be told, for most people, it is truly your health. You can change your health without buying a two-piece set from Lulu Orange, or you don't have to buy Psyche's next greatest shoe. You don't have to have Apple Watch, Whoop, or Ring, Fitbit. You do not need any of these things. You can literally improve your health with just moving your body more, eating as many whole foods, if not all whole foods, as possible, and getting better, more sleep. This will reduce your stress levels. This will allow you to not be dependent on caffeine. This will improve your heart health. This will improve and start diminishing the impact of lifestyle diseases such as diabetes, blood pressure, heart conditions, strokes, those things, blood flow. So you can do all of these things and improve the quality of your life without spending any more money, because you are going to eat anyways. Instead of buying pre-made sausages and bacon, you can just purchase ground meat and make it yourself. Whatever the case is, that's my point, is health is usually the best. So now you can form your hypothesis from that. If you want to lose weight, gain weight, maintain optimal health, let's say for me, I'm familiar with weight loss because I feel like I've been doing it all my life, but I'm no longer losing weight. But if you want to focus on fat loss, let's just say fat loss instead of weight loss. This could be your hypothesis. If I decrease my caloric intake by eating whole foods and focusing and prioritizing protein and fiber, walk 10,000 steps a day, exercise 2 to 3 days a week with my own body weight, not going to the gym, just my body weight. I'm doing push-ups, pull-ups, sit-ups, crunches, squats, lunges. Don't need any weights, just your body weight. And you make sure you get 7 to 8 hours of sleep. I will achieve my health and fitness goals. Okay? That's how you come up with your hypothesis. That's going to determine the experiment you're going to run. That experiment is where you're going to first observe and track the data, and then number 4 of the scientific method framework is you're going to adjust the variables so that you can reach your goals, or so that you can get further along on your goals. Okay? That's it. That's all you're doing. You're using your anti-vision statement of what you don't want to do the opposite of what you do want by creating the hypothesis, running the experiment, observing the data, adjusting the variables. I know it sounds easy. The formula is simple. The execution is where I'm going to call you and your identity up to stand up and be present and be intentional about the actions that you take if you are interested in transforming your life by mastering your mind so that you can get more fulfillment out of this life. Okay? So a hypothesis, it sounds If you haven't been in a science class in a long time, it's just an educated guess. That's all. In simplicity, in simple forms, a hypothesis is an educated guess. You're going to take the educated guess and do an experiment on it. Track the data, change what didn't work. And if you're new here, I highly suggest changing one variable at a time. It's more impactful when you change one variable at a time for a long enough period of time so that you can read the results and become that person who does that. So that when you change the next variable, you are more experienced with that other one and you're able to maintain both. And then you just habit stacking by adding. But this can be in 10-day sprints. I suggest at least 30 days, preferably 100. Okay, this worked for me. This helped me lose 50 pounds last year. I started off by walking no less than 10,000 steps every single day. Then I started drinking more water every single day. Then I attempted intermittent fasting next. Didn't work. Switched to alternate day fasting. That worked for 7 months. Then I added on strength training every other day. That worked. And I just kept going until I now have this, what works for me. And what worked for me last year no longer works. Now my walking has to include hills, inclines, weighted vests. But I couldn't have started there and I would not have sustained that if I would have started doing everything at one time. All right. So if you are ready to build more momentum in your life, be sure to check out the links in the description. I have a few challenges that were made specifically for you, Mr. or Mrs. Miss Procrastinator, Miss Overthinking Overthinker, Paralysis Analysis, Miss Fearful, Miss Fear Led, Miss I don't know what to do because there are too many options. You heard the bird. Ring, ring, ding. All right. Make sure you click the links in the description so that we can get started. I guide you through how to truly go after the transformation that you so deserve and that you're after. All right. Oh, that was pretty good. Oh, okay. I like this. Okay, okay. I think I already asked y'all to subscribe. If I haven't, y'all please subscribe. It helps me out. It helps the channel out. And I truly appreciate it. All right. Thank you so much for watching today's video. My name is the Spivey J, and I really do hope you have a beautiful day. All right. Peace. You're beautiful. I hope you know that. I hope you know that. What can you change for the least amount of money or little to no money? What can you change for the least to the, sorry, I can't talk.